back here with Fire Emblem Three Houses, where we were just took down Ferdia at the Kingdom Capital. We're about to have a debrief about that.
Try as that woman might to spout nonsense to her very last, nothing could change the fact that she was an enemy of the kingdom.
We're not doing well with the information she just gave us, are we? I don't think we have too many supports going on right now, so in theory, after this debrief and we head back to the monastery, and we have some words from Geralt, we should be able to do the supports and the monastery crawl in the one episode, I expect. You know what, Dimitri? Don't worry about what she was trying to say. Dedue is a way better mother than she could ever be, or Patricia could ever be.
She sold out Fargus to the Empire, forcing our people to suffer their tyranny.
And then ordering her soldiers to kill them. Yeah, she wasn't an awesome leader.
But all that ends today. No more blood will be needlessly spilled. Now that Cornelia has fallen, we will exert pressure on the nobles who were aligned with her. Perhaps we may to the tragic incident in Duscar. Once we do that, we will finally be able to prove the innocence of its people.
Yes! Is that something that could wait until after the war is over, perhaps? I guess no. You know what? It shouldn't, probably. But, right, we can have our ingenues take care of that. Well, we the warrior ingenues, because we graduated from a school. I don't really know where I'm going with that. Go do the war stuff, I guess. That's fair.
Your Highness, I am certain that would make those of Duscar who lost their lives that day very happy. I am grateful. And I am proud to serve a man such as you.
As are we all, at this point anyway.
Highness. You still have some responsibilities that must be carried out. Your people have been patiently awaiting your return.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be awkward and hard.
No, I can't bear to face them after all that I...
We're going.
Professor, right you are, as ever. I am their king, after all.
It would be... I know it's going to be difficult, but you may as well feel the waters out now. See how they're feeling about you before you win the war, so that it's not a big surprise to you when you come back.
What is this?
It looks like a crowd of cheering people, were I to guess.
As you can see, the people are rejoicing at the return of their king.
Even though I turned my back on them and fled the kingdom in disgrace.
Even so, the spectacle before you does not lie.
Unless they just think he's someone else. They're just like, oh wait, that's Dimitri!
We are a kingdom in need of a king. A hero to save the people from their long oppression. Your Highness,
Symbol of nothing else.
it is truly a blessing that you have returned.
Do I really have the right to stand here? Will they accept me as their king?
I wouldn't worry about it, because it looks like they are. Don't think too much about it.
Bloodstained as I am I fit to be king?
Don't cry, Dimitri. This is a happy time.
These are happy tears, my friend.
Oh,
I am
well then cry all you want.
home again.
Great.
Fargus, how I missed you.
Aw, he didn't want to live like a rat in the monastery. The whole time he actually wanted to be back here. How sweet is that?
It may be spring, but the nights are quite chilly here in Ferdiad.
I know all about chilly nights. I slept on a rock or two in my time as a merc.
Still, our celebratory feast shows no sign of stopping. Have you grown weary of the festivities?
Me? Grow weary of eating at a feast? Stay your tongue, knave. Remember to whom you speak. I was going to ask you the same.
It's not that I have grown weary, more that I find it difficult to be around everyone at the moment.
That's understandable too.
I have just returned from visiting the graves of my loved ones. It had been a long while since I left Flowers.
Since you haven't been here, I guess that makes sense.
I was always terribly afraid of going near there.
Oh, I see.
But I could not stay away forever. You have taught me something important, Professor.
Humor?
You never let up, do you?
No, I just don't know what you're talking about.
What I'm referring to is far more valuable.
Swordsmanship?
How should I put this? Perhaps it is most accurate to say that you taught me how to live.
Gorsh. I'm feeling like I don't quite know how to respond to that one, boyo.
If you and I had not reunited on that fateful day, I am certain I would have died a fruitless death on the battlefield.
Poh, yeah, that couldn't happen.
I would have foolishly challenged a horde of foes. And in doing so, needlessly sacrificed the lives of my friends and myself. But now I have returned to my rightful place. I struggle with what to say when I know well that words are not enough to express my gratitude.
Then we could probably leave it to lie. It's okay, I got you. Remember that time that my dad died and you were all like, I'll kill anyone if you ask me for it? Then this is my repayment of that cool friendship moment you had.
You saved me from the darkness and guided me back to the light. Thank you, Professor. With all that I am, Thank you.
Sure. Are you happy?
That is a hard question to answer. I still do not believe I deserve happiness.
Alright, sure, that one might take a little longer, but are you happy?
These hands of mine have taken so many lives. Nobles and commoners, adults and children.
True. We've killed a few kids ourselves. And I don't know where Cyril is, but he might not be alive, so they might have killed him too. Unless that was you. You didn't kill Cyril, did you?
Perhaps a day will come when I have finally atoned for my sins. But such a day is not possible until after the war is over.
I understand.
But I digress. For tonight, our only focus should be to bask in our victory.
Yes, let's.
After that, we must prepare for our battle with the Empire.
Oh god, yeah, we have so many weapons to fix.
To start, we must absorb the Kingdom Knights taken by the Dukedom into our own forces and reshuffle our troops. The Lords will need to help purge our territory of Imperial forces, and I will use my authority as king to gather forces from
Slow
various
down there,
regions.
lad.
We'll have to ask the merchants to lend us the funds we require.
Oh,
Oh, and we must request delivery of supplies.
this is a thing that Gilbert does. Don't worry about it. Good luck with that.
I cannot handle all this work by myself, you know.
Oh,
Counting on you, Professor.
sure.
There is much to do, but it is all critical work if we hope to stand a chance against the Empire.
Sensible, right? Got it. Well, I guess this is obvious. Is there no way to coexist with the Empire?
Knowing Edelgard, I doubt there is a path that leads to our coexistence.
But I guess we owe it to her to try, right? Given we were friends and all?
I believe we have spoken of this before. Everyone has something they simply cannot accept.
Yes, but at the same conversation that we had, that we also spoke about the possibility of finding a way to accept it anyway.
As for Edelgard, I am certain she will never be able to accept the Church of Seros. I believe that is why she seeks to destroy it. She is looking to revolutionize the world, in her mind, for the better.
Mm-hmm.
But even if she manages to birth a new world, it would be at the cost of... I wish to end this war through acceptance, not annihilation. Just as my people accepted me, I wish dearly to accept her.
Well, that's what I was proposing.
But I fear...
Your Highness, I finally found you.
Uh-oh, I don't like the urgent tone in your voice. What's going on now?
I'm sorry for slipping away. Has something happened?
An express messenger just arrived from the leader of the Alliance. Please, return to the castle at once.
Oh, it's just a letter from Claude, like, fuck you, you killed my Scythian.
An express messenger? What in the world could Claude be after?
An apology, maybe?
Professor, please, join me.
We didn't exactly leave things on good terms last time we spoke to him, or spoke at him. I guess he wasn't really listening, was he? He was too busy throwing out fallen stars on peeps.
Part 2. Azure Moon. Garland Moon. The Golden Deer's Plea.
I have an idea about what the letter's about, Dimitri. Old Pappy told me.
The
Oh,
Kingdom
this is such a
Army
pretty
has
one.
reclaimed the kingdom capital
Man,
and
that
plans
is
to immediately
not a
begin
safe
restoring
coastline.
the country and its forces. But an unexpected request arrives from Claude, leader of the Leicester Alliance.
Look at that god in the sky with all that fruit.
Dimitri
What are you
promptly
carrying it over the
responds
ocean
to the
for?
request for aid, and he rushes to prepare the kingdom's forces.
That's nice of him to do. Hey, look, there's a deer over there. Yes, probably a good idea at this point, considering we've got a fair chunk of the kingdom back. Sort of stands to reason that we may as well get the Alliance next, if it'll be easier to take than Empire territory, now that he's asking for help. And once we're there, maybe we can apologize for all of his friends that we killed. There's a paralog! Finally!
We have received a request for aid from the Alliance. They are being invaded by the Empire.
Ouch.
I have only just taken back Ferdiad, and yet I am already asking all of you to move out once more. Please accept my apologies for that.
Well, you're giving us the obligatory month prior, so we should be alright.
That's no problem at all. More importantly, how is the Alliance faring?
House has rallied the Alliance Lords. They are facing the enemy with all the strength they can muster.
Well, we did kill, like, a whole bunch of the heirs to those houses, so, like, how many of them are still going strong?
We do not know how far that will get them. It seems the enemy's relentless attacks have forced them into a tough situation. Their defeat at Gronder severely weakened the Alliance.
Yes.
I imagine the Empire now intends to destroy them so they can recover.
That may have been slightly my fault.
To think they'd watch us chase their soldiers out of the kingdom capital, then immediately go invade the Alliance. Their general is Lord von Arundel.
Ah!
He serves as regent to the Emperor.
Yes, I've heard of this one.
He has presumably taken command, After
And
the
met him at one
Emperor
point.
was wounded in Gronder.
He is known for his shrewdness and excels not only in domestic affairs, but tactics as well. He is not an opponent we should take lightly.
Yeah, he's a pretty whack dude.
Lord Arundel.
Are you concerned?
I always suspected that Lord Arundel was behind the tragedy 9 years ago.
It was probably because he was always walking around saying menacing things and glaring at me.
The timing of his departure from the kingdom, the fact that he abruptly stopped making donations.
Yes, you were researching that, I recall,
Factors
in the
weigh
library
on
that one
suspect.
night.
If Lord Arundel conspired with Cornelia, then what Kronya and the others said 5 years ago. Well, never mind that for now. The Alliance needs our help. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Kronya and Co. did say some weird stuff when we were eavesdropping on them, didn't they?
If we turn our back on the Alliance and then Deirdre falls, it will undoubtedly make our situation difficult further down the road.
Yeah, the Empire's just gonna come after us from that direction anyway, because it's right next to us, and then we're gonna have to capture it back, so we may as well capture it for the Alliance now, while we have Claude and all the leaders still alive, rather than just capture it ourselves and then spread our forces over it, trying to keep it as well.
We
That'd be
would have
silly.
enemies in two directions. In the Alliance to the northeast, and in the Empire to the south.
It's true. In that scenario, we would not be able to safely march our soldiers to Enbar.
I mean, it was a miracle we didn't get too hard pincered when we went to Gronder.
I'm terribly worried about Lady Rhea, but I believe we must save the Alliance first.
Yes, as always. Winning the whole war seems to be the best route for getting her back.
Oh, maybe if we do this, the Alliance will help us out in return.
Well, dang, I hope so. I hope they don't just sort of stay out of it after.
We could ask them to help us attack the Empire. You know, a sneak attack or something.
Annie, when did you become so devious?
What would your mother think?
Ouch.
It wasn't that devious.
What do you think, Professor?
I wonder if that happens if they're not a support either. I support whatever Dimitri decides.
We must go to Deirdre. I will admit that there is something to be gained for us as well, for when we eventually march south. But far more importantly, they need us. We cannot turn our backs on them.
Yeah, dear old Claude. Sure, he did some irreparable harm to Annette's skeleton with those two fail not arrows, but he was a cool guy back in the day. I'm sure he'd be willing to talk things out.
We will arrange to head out at once. Prepare yourselves, everyone.
Yes, at once, next month. Or at the end of this month, in fact. Because first we have to have some soul searching, and also there's a birthday. Whose birthday? Sylvain's birthday! Happy birthday! Rose Petal.
Hey, sorry for the
Hey,
wait,
hey.
Professor.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
I was talking with you just last month, wasn't I? If I recall correctly, if my recollection is collectiveness.
Wow.
Wow? Cool. It's the first time I've ever had that subdued reaction to tea. Just wow. In this game, classes you might enjoy: Floatins feature school uniform. Surely, right? Cool. Hi, yes, hi. A new gambit: dating escapades. Right? Okay. Flane, monastery mysteries, mighty weapons. Probably would be cool talking about Flane. He likes her enough, right? Thinks she's pretty cool. And you're both on horses. You got that in common. Ah. Nice tea time.
Thank you for the treat, Professor.
Sure.
I'd like to do this again sometime.
Maybe. Alrighty, so definitely we're gonna go exploring today after we do our supports, but before either of those, I just want to see what paralogs we have. The Silver Maiden? That's a reference to my favorite! Oh, that's a paralog? Say what? Aryan wrote the fortress city lies on what was once the border between the kingdom and the empire, and is a valuable strategic asset. Dimitri intends to reclaim it. Sweet. Suggest level 41. Available until August, so that's 2 months ahead of us, hence why the level is way above us. So perhaps we shouldn't do that just yet. Hell yeah! It's a reference to my favorite Fire Emblem character ever, the Silver Maiden. There are a lot like that in this game. I think I mentioned a few already. Like how Dagda is like, there's a character named Dagdar in one of the other ones. I think this did it with Bridget. There's one, I don't remember which they're from. And House Ordelia, there's a character named Cordelia in Awakening, but also there's the Shakespearean reference between House Ordelia and House Goneril, and I don't remember what the third sister's name is. Either way, sweet. So we've got a paralog finally to do. We shouldn't leave it too long though, because it's possible that they will stack up. Either way, we gotta for sure purchase some Master Seals for Sedith and Manuela. Next time we got the chance. Fix up my bow. Oh, and you're finally up to Lance of A, so I can get you some sweet legend lances about now. Such as this one, or this one. Spear of Assault is the same damage as a silver lance. Why do you have a steel one when the silver is just better in every way? So the Spear of Assault is the same as a silver lance, except it's the same weight even, except it's got a bit more accuracy and crit actually, so there's no reason to have that over that. Except that unless you can't repair this one. Oh, and it's got effectiveness against riders too, I didn't know that. And it restores your health every turn. Sweet. Maybe I could swap out your iron one for a cool lance too, something like the Gradivis. Just in the event that you ever need that extra jam. Oh, she's pretty light too, sweet. Lighter than Spear of Assault and more damage and a bit of crit too. Okay, actually definitely it's good then. Alrighty, as for supports. Oh, we've only got like 3 or something like that? Cool. So Dimitri's got one with Flame and one with Gilbert. Instead, it's got one with me. Okay, let's do Dimitri one first. So Dimitri and Flame. Sure, let's do this. This is their max support. Let's see how this goes. Huh. Sigh of sad.
What is the matter? Is something weighing on your mind again? It is freezing out here. You should be bundled up in your warm bed.
Listen, Dimitri. The truth is, I am afraid of sleeping.
She's getting real with him now. None of this fake real stuff.
Afraid of it? Why?
I'm afraid that when I close my eyes, I shall fall into a very deep sleep. One from which I cannot wake up. For years upon years.
A coma, some would call it.
Then when I finally
but for
awaken,
magic.
Everyone I know and love will be long gone. Vanished with the sands of time. I am sure it seems silly. But try as I might, I cannot shake this fear.
I cannot quite grasp what you are describing, but I can promise you one thing. No matter how many years go by, I will always remember you.
Even if you should fall into a coma and wake up and everyone you love is dead. If that happens, it should be okay.
I appreciate
Not the most comforting thing to say, but...
So, one day...
Listen carefully, Flame. There is something I've been wanting to tell you.
Oh? What is that?
You know that dish you made the other day? It was so sweet, it made my tongue go numb.
I am not so sure that is a good thing.
He sounds pretty excited, though.
Well, I could only really taste the first bite, so I may have been imagining it. But still, I was so happy. That moment will always put a face whenever I remember it.
Holy crap!
I could never forget you, Flame. I promise.
That's so sweet. I didn't realize he ever got a hint of his taste back.
Besides, we have fought side by side. We are friends. I am sure all of the others would say the same. Is something the matter?
You really do not pick up on subtle cues, do you?
Cues?
Well, it is all a part of your charm, I suppose.
Or maybe he's just not seeing you as a romantic partner because of your apparent stature there, lass.
With you here, I finally feel I can sleep without having to worry at all.
That's nice. Not here.
Wait, I did not mean for you to fall asleep right here.
Someday you appreciate food.
Flame, she is hopeless.
Why there? Oh, I guess because she's been avoiding sleep all night, worrying about it, worrying that no one would understand what she's afraid of. And now that she's got that, she's like, ah, great, I can actually sleep now. And then she's so sleep deprived that she's plonk face down. Sweet, better than me. Are you feeling like you warmed up and you trust me a little more now? You don't see me as an untrustworthy, a youth of what was that? A youth of indiscernible origin or whatever the thing he used to say was. Sure, chat. I mean, you're in my room and all. It's not like I let you in for no reason.
But I'm afraid it's not that simple. There are some details I have kept concealed.
That's somewhat obvious. Like, how you can be that spry looking at your age? What details?
5 years ago, before she vanished, I asked Rhea some pointed questions.
Ah, yes. She was getting real cagey about it, if I recall.
I learned that she knows everything about...
Oh!
No, that is understating it. Rhea is responsible for your existence.
Oh! What do you mean?
I could explain to you here and now what fragment of knowledge I was able to pry from Rhea.
But the way you're explaining it makes it sound like you're not gonna.
I fear, however, that a partial understanding might do you more harm than good.
Right.
Save Rhea, you will know the whole of it.
Okay.
For now, that is all I can tell you.
Sure.
If you are still uncertain about your feelings, then permit me to add one more thing.
No, my feelings are pretty concentrated. They're frustrated right now that you came here just to tell me that you're not going to tell me.
You, Rhea, and I, we are like family. Because of those ties, you can be certain that I will never abandon or betray you.
Oh, well, hey, thank you.
On the contrary, I greatly wish to see what your future holds. I am, and will always be, your ally.
Likewise, broski. Les and I go back and play Crimson Flower again. Even family members can turn on each other.
You are not wrong. History is full of examples.
History is nothing but examples.
I don't believe that will be the case here, but I suppose all I can do is ask for your trust. The truth
Fair enough.
is, you have become indispensable to me.
Hey.
And that is true quite independently of whether I see eye to eye with Rhea, or even whether we are friends.
Oh, well, thank you. Because I still don't get what you're talking about with the whole we are family thing. You didn't explain it to me.
After this war is over, where I go and what I do will depend wholly on you.
Oh, all right, that's a bit much, maybe. What do you mean?
I am still trying to figure that out myself.
She's like,
Perhaps it is just that I find you so fascinating that I cannot bring myself to leave your side.
all right, this is dipping into Hanneman territory of compliments.
I dislike a one-sided conversation, but in this case, I am afraid I had no choice.
Sorry, yeah, I just don't like the whole back and forth thing.
Our
Doesn't really
future
jive with
is
me.
yours to determine.
Okay. A lot of trust and pressure being placed on me. Got it. I'll do what I can not to disappoint you. I don't know that the do will be cool with you living with us or whatever.
It falls to me once more to instruct you in the ways of battle. It does not befit a leader to fight on the front lines. I would ask that you refrain from such conduct in the future.
For real? It's been like 8 months of him doing that. Well, I guess I understand why you wouldn't want to talk to him before when he was how he was.
I've not had to weather your lectures in many a year. And here I thought you were avoiding me.
That is a separate matter. You have a duty to consider the value of your own life.
Your words ring true, of course. I admit, I was a bit careless out there.
Mostly my fault, though, Dimitri. I wouldn't worry about it.
However, I have always been a man who is good for nothing but war. To best support
Ouch.
our cause, I must
Untrue.
carve a path through the battlefield with my own hands. I truly believe that will lead us to victory.
You're getting a bit of progress in Seam Sting.
Why the dark expression, Gustav? Do my words trouble you so?
You remind me of your father. His Majesty once said the same thing more than a decade ago, during the Northern Campaign.
With Sreng, though? Did that really go well?
In you, I see his manner and I hear his words. You grow more like him with each day's passing. And in you, I am reminded of my failure and my duty to him.
I do not wish to speak of that matter. As I said before, I feel no resentment toward you.
Even so, you have changed since that fateful day, Your Highness. Perhaps too much.
Yeah, that's a little harsh. I wouldn't say that. I mean, he obviously changed hard on that day, but he's changed back, or not back exactly, but to a third thing, which is pretty good right now.
I worry that in your pain, you have locked away your true feelings. Your passion is dulled, and your vigor faded.
You want to hear my true feelings, Gustav? Then let me ask you this. Why did you save my life that day? Why did you not allow me to die along with the others? If you truly wish to atone for your sins, then take my life, here and now.
You would ask me to perform the unthinkable. You are the butcher of Fargus. Your kingdom needs you alive. That I was able to save you. Only sense of salvation. Your Highness, I repeat myself. Consider the value of your own life. If you continue risking all, be it on the battlefield or by issuing mad orders such as this, I will be forced to save you from yourself.
I see. So, you will continue to protect and serve me, will you?
What was that, a test?
In that case, when I assume the throne, I will order you to work for me in the kingdom.
Your Highness, no, please.
My father would be happy to see such a day. Perhaps I will ask you to instruct me further in the ways of battle, when that time comes.
If I wish to atone for my sins, I must take life? Deception has never been your strong suit, Dimitri. Or do you think I cannot see? You must know I would take my own life before I let anyone harm.
Damn, was he... I couldn't actually tell if he was bluffing there. I mean, because after he did a bit of a heel face turn, he was like, great, then I'll have you come work for me. That was a lot. I don't even know how to start with processing that one. Was he being for real there? I couldn't even... I mean, because obviously now he's sort of in a better place, and even though he harbors a lot of resentment about what he's become, he doesn't point that at Gilbert necessarily, except until that point where he was like, you could have just killed me and left me for dead at that point. But obviously he wasn't suggesting that Gilbert actually have done that, because why would Gilbert have done that? But it was like, I don't even know what he was thinking there when he said that, because he obviously Gilbert wouldn't have actually done that. I mean, maybe Dimitri's saying he would have rather died back there so that he wouldn't have had to see himself become this for 9 years. Or was he just saying that so that Gilbert would be like, that's absurd, I'm never going to do that, so that he could see that Gilbert was willing to disagree with him if the need should arise there, and that sort of qualified him to work for him in the future? I honestly don't really have a strong idea of what Dimitri was thinking or feeling when he said that, but it was a pretty heated scene nonetheless. Yikes. I think it's time to explore now. Okay. Oh, someone's hanging out in their dorm right around here. Whose dorm is this? Hang on, let me guess. So right next door to mine. Who is right next door to me? If they're down here, I guess it's probably a commoner. More likely, I think. Or are all the nobles on the second floor, or is it just some of them that insisted? Because I was pretty sure Annette was down on the first floor. So around here. I'm gonna guess Mercedes. Oh, it's Ash's room. I'm dumb. Hi, Ash.
The very same night we liberated the capital, a messenger arrived from Deirdre.
They came straight to Dimitri and us.
Claude must have predicted that we'd retake it.
Definitely.
Claude's a hard person to read. It's obvious not much escapes his eye, though. Kind of unsettling, honestly.
Yeah, you feel like he knows like way more about you than he probably ever would suggest he knows. Definitely a little unnerving. I think we are in agreement there. It's time to harvest some plants. I would like some perma buffs, please. I planted the red ones last time and we had 3 wheat sprigs, so there's gotta be a perma buff coming out of this. And what is it? White Verona. What the balls is that? Verona makes me think resilience. Yeah, cool. So that's what red does. There's gotta be one that does defense, right? Because that would be dope to get Annette's defense up to not 30. But which one would it be? White flowers, maybe? Or pale blue? I don't really know. You know what? I'm actually gonna look it up. I've experimented for long enough. Where's my phone? Fool that I am, it's not flower seeds at all that does defense, it's the root vegetables. How could I be such a dunce? Do I have any of those? Oh, I should buy more. But I have a few, yeah? Whoa, hey, there's a whole bunch of stuff lying around as well. There's insect larvae, arm blend, opinion berries. You always wanted to visit Deirdre? Well, that's exciting. Unfortunately, no, only the war goes there right now, kiddo. You don't want to die, do ya? Root vegetables. Weird that they cost way less than the fruit ones, or the flower ones, when you would think that defense would be one of like the rarest things to grow in. Maybe the chances of getting it are still pretty low. Either way, root vegetable seeds, let's do it. Yikes, yield is not strong. All right, thinking about this now, what I'll probably do is maybe I'll take care of these 2 days by myself. I'll do all the fishing after this episode is over, off camera. Do the rest of this stuff myself. Do the paralogue here, on camera. And then the next story mission, of course. Rescue Deirdre. Deirdre was under siege by the Empire and is on the brink of ruin. Answer Claude's call for help and save the aquatic capital. Hell yeah. Vacationing over to the east for some ocean beach fun. Or whatever. Woo! More sparkly. Yoink. Got the kappa. Ha!
Professor. Nothing to report.
Hey, nice.
Deirdre aquatic capital.
That's what my calendar says.
It's a beautiful town with streets that seem to float on the water and an impressive harbor.
Ooh.
In
Can't
times
wait.
Of peace, it would be a wonderful place for a holiday. Anyway, best of luck in the next battle.
I'm going for a holiday there for sure. I mean, given the 3 months we always seem to have before huge battles, could surely spend 3 days after we recapture it, just chilling around there. I don't see why not. Anna, I need seals. I need like probably 3. Probably gonna take Manuel at least 2 tries and Sedith maybe less. Hey. Hey guys.
I went to visit my adoptive father at his home in the capital.
Oh nice, how did that go?
He used to grovel at Cornelia's feet when the city was under her control.
Interesting.
But after it was liberated, he started courting the kingdom instead.
Man of circumstance then. I feel like both of these are a bit strong. I don't know that I'd say whatever it takes. I understand that's his stance, but I don't want to be this harsh, although I think she probably feels this. If she doesn't feel this way though, then I'm gonna be totally ragging on her adoptive father. She doesn't really care for him that much though, does she? You know, I honestly have no idea which one to pick. Let's just suppose that I'm saying it with enough of an edge that it could be sarcasm. Schrodinger's insult. Until I see her reaction, I don't know whether I mean it or not. That's despicable.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
I suppose when you're a merchant, that's all you know. No matter what becomes of the world, it'll always be plagued by people like him.
Youch. Hey, well, at least you're a self-made woman right now. You don't need to hang around his house anymore. You have many employable skills. Cutting things in half with axes. Cutting things in half with bigger axes. Punching things with not axes.
Deirdre, huh? I've always wanted to go there.
I've never heard of it until now. I'm an outsider.
In Fargus, most of the towns are pretty much glorified fortresses.
Yeah, I took note of that, actually.
So
It was
to
very
hear
fortress
about
looking.
A place called the Aquatic Capital, it just sounds so elegant.
I guess it would.
When the war's over, I hope I can visit with everyone there.
Hell yeah! I'm not sure we left too many people, too many familiar faces to visit, but Hilda's still there. How many other golden deer did we leave alive? I guess we could go say hi to Maya. She probably wouldn't want to see us. She doesn't live in the capital anyway. This is a bad example. Actually, Annette, if you would be so kind as to teach me axing, I would much appreciate that. Thank ye kindly. Who's hanging out in the food line who will speak to me? Wait, no, what? Hang on, what? Wait, hang on, wait, hang on. Wait, what?
Never mind.
I swear there's a dot dot. Oh, hi.
A hungry hero is no better than a well-fed soldier. Do you know that saying? No? That's because I just made it up.
Wait, but aren't the soldiers the heroes? So why would you say that? Never mind.
If you're hungry, you're never going to be at full strength.
I got that part of
Keep
it.
your belly full and stay strong.
I will do what I can. We have plenty of food after all. And we should have more when those root vegetables grow out. Having some carrot soup. Speaking of carrot soup, actually, what kind of food why are the cats all hanging around you? Sweet, let's make some food with to-do. Of course, why not? My god, we have so much moose. The hell did we get all that moose? Maybe from a training mission, I just don't remember. I think I'm going to Immortality Stew, get that defense. This is gonna be probably a one we're gonna want to take a lot of physical hits. Making some fish. Fish. Very good. Hey there, merchant. Anything interesting to sell? Just me watch. Just me watch what?
It'll take a while yet for the capital to be restored to its former glory. But it's not dead yet.
No.
Doesn't matter how many times you put the people of down. They'll get right back up again.
That's absolutely right, but please stop doing it. God, we can't take any
Just you
more.
watch. Before long, things will be back to how they were.
I hope so. I hope that's absolutely right, because I took my sweet time getting there. Do I know of Lord Holst? I know that I think he's in the Three Hopes.
If you travel east from the Alliance and cross Fodlan's Throat, you enter the land of Almyra.
Mhm.
House Goneril's territory touches the eastern border of the Alliance. They also have Lord Holst, the most valiant warrior in the Alliance.
Wow. I mean, Hilda's probably kind of overtaken him in this war, hasn't she?
Tasked with keeping watch over the
See her
Almyran's
strength at? It was
movements, he
scary.
rarely leaves Goneril territory.
Just like this person saying.
The leader is too demanding and the prince is too soft-hearted, don't you think?
Demanding? Too soft-hearted for his own good, maybe, but for the others, I think it's for other people, it's could be beneficial.
They spilled much of each other's blood at Gronder. I lost a lot of friends to the Alliance. Sorry, I shouldn't complain. I know this is tactically sound.
No, it was hard. I understand.
Everyone seems on board with it, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't have any misgivings.
Maybe you could personally have a conversation with Claude once we're over there, and then, I don't know, he'd probably be willing to go get a burger together or something, talk things out. He just seems like he would be very open to that. Hey, Sylvain.
Deirdre, the aquatic capital. I've heard it's a magnificent city, you know?
And so have I now from the rest of the Blue Lions.
If we're going, I wish it wasn't to wage war. It'd be more fun to visit with a cute girl on my arm.
You know, I guess, but you could say that about many of the places we've been so far, couldn't you? Even ALL. Maybe once the war is over.
Yeah? Maybe you and me?
Actually wasn't what I was suggesting.
Survive the war.
Fine, guess we could do that too. I was just saying I would give you leave from the war to go or whatever, or from the army. I don't know if you'll still be part of the army then. Whatever. Fine, be that way. Jump to your conclusion, Sylvain.
It was over 20 years ago. There was an illness raging across Ferdia.
And then they hired Cornelia and it went away.
While people were dying left and right, it was Cornelia who saved the kingdom from that dreadful illness.
Cornelia was a doctor?
No, I hear she was originally an imperial scholar. She was in the kingdom by my father's invitation.
Ah.
People praised Cornelia as a saint for ending the epidemic.
Well, who wouldn't?
There came a day when she completely changed. Her behavior, mannerisms, likes, dislikes, everything.
Thinks she got pulled the old switcheroo on, alike to Monica and Tomas.
Despite all that, Father still appointed her to a high post. After all, she had saved the kingdom from ruin by that disease.
Credit where it's due, and I guess no one could have foreseen that she would go this far.
But above all, my stepmother trusted her. That's why what that woman said is... Never mind.
Why don't you have a daffodil to take your mind off it, or indeed a rose? There you go. Maybe a few roses. We have so many roses. What are your thoughts on all this to do?
Lord Rodrigue Fraldarius has passed on.
Yes!
Margrave Gautier has assumed his position and is now gathering the lords of the Eastern Territories.
What, so he's just managing both houses now? Oh, the Gautiers and the Fraldarii, always been close.
House Gautier is equal in prestige to House Fraldarius. Sylvain is a Gautier. These lords are reorganizing the Fargus army and eradicating any remaining factions that claim allegiance to the Empire.
Well, at least we don't have to do it.
Of course, His Highness is being kept apprised with regular reports.
Let's hope the veracity of those reports is well-founded.
But it falls to me to monitor him and ensure he does not try to take on too much.
Yes, that is, you have the hardest job in this army right now, because Dimitri's trying to do everything.
Same. If you take your eyes off that man, even for a moment, he is liable to do something rash.
I don't know, I had my eyes off him for the last 3 minutes when I was talking to you. It seemed okay, but I'll keep it in mind. Is this your perfume?
That is not mine.
Got it. Oh, the cathedral! Oh, sorry? Did that person just say ow? What if our luck runs out? Man, stop thinking about that right now. We're so dang close. Plus, I get 10 points of luck to rewind time with every battle, so stop being so dang pessimistic. I'm praying for your safety. Hey, there we go. Someone's doing something useful. Do we have any notes? Is anyone having any apprehensions going into this Dare Drew thing, aside from that person who already complained? Oh, I thought it was Dedu, and I was like, your wife? Who? You didn't tell me about this. The hair is kind of similar. I wrote a letter to my wife back home, but now I can't bring myself to send it. Give it to Annette. She was fine with sending them. I'm sure hearing from you would make her happy. Would you like me to deliver it for you? If you're wavering, it's better not to send it. I'm sure hearing from her, you would make her happy. Good, okay. He does want to send them himself, even though he couldn't bring himself to with Net.
So, listen.
Yo, Judith's alright. I know, she was pretty cool, hey? I guess we haven't really met her in this file, did we? I don't think so.
I heard that Deirdre is under attack. I hope Judith is alright.
Are you friends?
She may be the hero of Daphne, but facing the might of the Empire?
No, you're just a fan because she's a superhero and all that. I got it.
I wish there was something more I could do. And I can only pray and hope.
I'm sure she would appreciate that. Well, I don't know how pious she is, but we'll spare no effort. No. We can't be sparing any efforts. That's exactly right. No. We won't spare a single bit of effort. All of the effort must be expended to save Claude. Well, not all of it. We need to save a bit for the Empire and all that after.
Do we have any renown? Oh, but are there quests to get? That's the other question to ask. Yes, there are.
No one in the corridors of the inhabitants. Whoa! Never looked up at the up in the library. There's a huge-ass globe here. Plus those beautiful windows with the crest of Saros on them. Wait a minute, there's a globe here so that we could see how much of the Earth is Fodlan and how much of it is other stuff. I can't read it from here. Hey, folks are in here. Oh, Flame Zenith.
You plan to aid Claude, do you not?
Yeah.
I think that is absolutely marvelous.
Well, you seemed a little apprehensive last time we spoke of it when you were all like, it would be better if we could save Rhea.
Being opposing forces at the Battle of Gronder was ill-fated.
Yes, that did suck.
Against him. I am happy that things have taken a brighter turn now.
Well, I mean, with him, who knows? At this point, I mean, he knows we're going to come to his aid, I reckon. I reckon he knows that much, but what we don't know is whether or not he intends to take advantage of us during that sequence, or actually he is needing our help. Could easily be him spreading misinformation, as he is able to do with his shrewd leaderness. But I'd like to think that's not the case.
I thought there was a chance that Cornelia had captured Lady Rhea, but it seems that is not the case.
No, your original theory of the Empire seems still more likely at this point, doesn't it? What's with all those diagrams? What even are them? Could be crests on the left there. In fact, they might actually be crests that are known. Then there's a picture of a sword there, and maybe a bow. Some armor underneath it. There's just like a bone on the bottom one there, and then a tower up in the top.
Our next foe, Lord Arundel, was once a pious adherent to the Saros Creed. His contributions to the church stopped quite abruptly some time ago. I think it is likely the man knows.
This is what Dimitri was studying earlier. 5 years earlier, that is. It would be nice if someone hadn't thrown out all the books of relevant importance. Relevant importance? I ruined the zinger on my way out.
With the capital recaptured, I desire to call him Your Majesty, rather than Your Highness.
But if you're going to stand on that much ceremony, then you gotta wait till he's actually properly coronated, don't you?
He would refuse my desire, rightfully pointing out that he has not as yet been crowned. However, the day this war is ended, and the church has placed the crown upon his head, then he will truly be our king, and I will call him Your Majesty at last.
Let's focus on keeping him alive till then, shall we?
Let's go hear the reports from our spies. There is something worrying me, and no, it can wait. I shall tell you more when our information is more concrete.
All right, sure. Doesn't have anything to do with Claude, though, does it? Because if it's so, I would like to know before we go there.
I have a request.
More requests? God. Okay, poultry and carrots, fine. Have I got those? Doesn't look like I have any. I've got 1 carrot and 1 poultry. Great, so we definitely need to head out a bit more. At least I'm planting all the root vegetables, so I might have some more later. Come on, Wella. I do remember the Death Knight.
The Death Knight who stabbed me 5 years ago? Of course you do. How could you forget? Well, it turns out he's a general in the Imperial Army, claiming victories on dozens of battlefields.
Well, that's a shame. I mean, we knew he was in cahoots with Edelgard, to some degree anyway. So what you're saying is we're gonna have to fight him again. That's awesome.
But it looks like he's not at Deirdre. Like every man in my life, he's run away from me.
I'd be thankful for this one.
And he better run. One day I'm gonna find that guy and pay him back for what he did to me.
I wonder if she actually has special dialogue against him. I'd never thought about that. I'll be sure to try, or I'll try and remember to try when we get there. Regarding people to train in stuff, whenever we get the chance to teach people, I think for sure I should be focusing on Felix and his authority, because it doesn't look very hopeful right now, and then Dedu and his flying at every opportunity, because we need him at A+ to get the thing, and he's got to get to B+, A+. That probably also isn't going to happen before the game is over, but if it does, it would be sweet to have Alert Stance Plus. Hey!
Using the Great Bridge of Myrddin as a base, we'll spread out and cover as much ground as possible in our search for her grace. Judging by the information we've gathered,
I thought you were supposed to do that last month.
Location is definitely the Imperial capital.
All right, cool, great. So basically, just keep doing the war, and then we'll find her.
The Hrim territory, whose leader is a mere puppet, and the Ire territory, whose leader was deposed and disappeared. The Empire has a lot of places with suspicious happenings.
Well, I guess that's just gonna happen when it's that big.
But it won't do to take too much time in relieving the Alliance army. Please, hurry.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not gonna follow up on any of your leads. That's your job. I'm going to fight people who are trying to capture Deirdre. Don't worry, that was never in question.
So House Regan has regained its influence in the Alliance and is gathering forces.
Did it lose his influence? Or are you just saying that now that all that fighting broke out and a whole bunch of people died and we captured the bridge and all, then that all the Empire supporters in the Alliance just decided to not be that anymore?
Claude always was somewhat inscrutable. It's strange somehow to hear talk of his brilliance as the leader of the Alliance.
I know, we were just hanging out and like eating food with him every day in the dining hall, and we had all those laughs about all the times he poisoned us, and now he's off doing some big world important stuff. Oh, how the times change, and oh, how the times fly as well, because I think that's the end of our time for today, as we've just come upon the last speaking person in the monastery here. Holy crap, is that one tree? How have I never noticed this massive F-off tree before? What the hell? Well, that's cool. So I suppose the next time you see me will be when I am taking on that paralog, although we probably won't be... I mean, we'll probably be about the suggested level for it by then. I don't know how confident I'll be in our ability to take it down. Should be cool. I'm still thinking a bit about what Dimitri and Gilbert, that whole thing they had. That was very intense all of a sudden, and I was not expecting it to be that way. I love how the branches are like coming out of the tower. Whoa, hi. Either way, the next video going up on the channel is, I believe, going to be a bit more Tales of Symphonia. Yes, Tales of Symphonia, where I think we are headed up to the Tower of Salvation this time, and so that is going to be a pretty momentous story event, I reckon. Things are going to happen there. So perhaps I will see you in that adventure, or perhaps not. Either way, thank you very much for coming around to this episode. Admiral is going to be seeing you around for this other episode that is not this one, which could be any of them, in theory. Nailed it! Admiral's gonna be out of here anyway. Peace! Vroom. Cool. Protection 2 with the Pantos, and then this one we can get... Wait, what's this Aqua Affinity stuff? Oh, does it change every time you do an enchantment? The one's available to you? I didn't know that. This one still only has the Unbreakings, but I guess there's no harm in doing that.